Congressman Dent, thank you for joining us at the Bio CEO Investor Conference here in New York. It's one of our premier conferences where investors from all over the world come to look at our biotechnology companies. I understand that you have a significant biotech presence and medical device presence in your district. Could you tell us a little bit about that community?
Sure thing, Fritz. We have where I live in the eastern Pennsylvania. My district includes eastern and south central Pennsylvania. We have an enormous presence of biotechnology companies, from pharmaceutical companies to pharmaceutical packaging to medical device and many others in the biotechnology field. So many of our companies in our area are very concerned about a lot of issues in Washington. Specifically, the tax on medical devices is perceived as a tax on innovation. And so that's a very big issue that many of the companies in my district would like to see addressed, large and small, companies like OraSure, B. Braun, Olympus, and many other companies, smaller and perhaps less well known, are very much impacted by this, and it's really affecting their ability, and for the smaller companies in particular, to draw venture capital to help them get their businesses up and growing. Clearly, they're also very concerned too about the FDA, the approval process. The National Institute of Health funding is also a very big issue for many of the folks in this industry, because a lot of the research, of course, that comes out of NIH at some point is going to be commercialized, we hope, and so that's a big issue for a lot of our folks. So they pay close attention to these issues.
That's great. Congressman, you are a co-chair of the Biomedical Research and Innovation Caucus in Congress. Can you talk about some of the things that have happened recently, particularly maybe with the appropriations bills that moved, and some of the things that are positive for the industry coming out of this current Congress?
Yeah, sure. With respect to the issues that affect those in biomedical research, and as a co-chair of the caucus, a number of issues in the omnibus were important to this sector. Specifically, the PDUFA fees, the user fees that this industry pays are no longer subject to the sequester. And we were able to actually claw that back too, to help protect them, because obviously this was money paid for by the various companies to get to fund the FDA, which is then uses that money to do the various reviews of the applications. And that money was never intended, in my view, to be part of the sequester. So we were able to repair that. The other significant change as a result of the omnibus is we were able to add an additional $1 billion into the National Institutes of Health funding, which many people applauded in and around the country.
Congressman, thank you very much for your leadership in Washington and everything that you do to support the growth of the biotech industry in your district in Pennsylvania and, of course, across the country. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you, Fritz, and thanks to everybody here at Bio for this wonderful gathering and learning a lot about the issues that affect your industry, and particularly about how hard it is to draw the type of investment that you need to get these companies up, started, and growing.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.